Hello everyone, welcome back to Autocrit Prime, but we love us some what?
Transformers.
And today we're going to take a look at who?
Sludge.
Sludge, my actual second favorite Dinobot. Before we get started, I had to bring out my old G1. Look at him. Look, yes, he's old. He's had his time in the sun. But I had to bring him out so that you could see him next to the more modern Cyberverse, and I'm so excited that they did this. I'm so excited, especially how big he is as the Ultra class. Very nice. And then on top of that, you get to see the Combiner Wars, which definitely kept the G1 feel and the G1 love for this. But I just want you to see the actual size comparison between these two. I mean, this is, to me, this guy here should have been this big here, honestly. I really do, or a little bit bigger. Slug was always my second favorite. He's not one that's always used. You get Grimlock and you get Swoop and, like that, but not so much him. But hey, it is what it is. I'm very happy to have him. And just wanted to show these guys off to you so that you can see the generations of them growing. So let's get into his overall look. Let's take a look first at his wonderful head sculpt. So, before we do, I do want to grab and show you before we get started, because just take a look at the head sculpt, which is right here. The mouth opens, or excuse me, that closes, opens really wide if you want it to, really wide. And if you want to, you can. He doesn't have a peg, because I want to make sure I show that. He does not have a peg in his mouth, but you can still put the blast effects in his mouth if you want to, and how he can chomp down on it shows how much the blast effects. And with how wide his mouth gets, you can actually use one of the big blast effects if you choose to do so. I really like the way that looks. So with this, you have him modernized. Yes, he has some gouppage in the neck. He has some limitations in his head when we get into the robot mode, transformation and stuff, but the legs can go up, down, out, like so, and around. The back legs can kick up, back and forth, and the tail can move because of the fact that it also unattaches, but it can. And my tail's a little loose, but that's about the only thing that's loose on the joints. I've known that some people have said that they've gotten some really loose figures from this, so from him. But I really love it. I really love it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pop his tail. He's going to pop his tail off. And so this is actually going to fold out and be a weapon, which I thought was very, very smart to do. So you have a spear-like thing that he has now that folds out. So you can actually use it, in his robot mode. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come and we're going to untab the front right here, like so. Bring that back. Then we're going to take the legs, untab them, bring them down, bring that up, bring that one up. Then you're going to rotate his waist, because he does have a waist rotation. Untab his legs, and then from there you're going to untab this piece here and here, and that's going to rock backwards. That's going to rock backwards. When you do that, the arms come down like so. The head comes down, and then with his hands, you bring those out, bring the arms around, bring them out. Sorry, I have a cat licking my toes right now, so it's kind of distracting, just to say the least. Hey, Jingle. So let's take a look. So here he is, nice head sculpt. There is no movement in the head, but he does have a nice little head sculpt. He does have a gimmick, which we'll take a look. There is his gimmick. That is something that this line had, was their Cyberverse gimmicks. So I think it's pretty decent. It's pretty decent. It's not something that I'm going to definitely keep on him. I'll definitely be storing it back in the hollowness of his back, storing it back there and bringing that back up, and not having it. I got to make sure I get all the pieces down. It's supposed to be down. There we go. And bring that back up. Bring those back like so. So there you have that. Also, we're going to take a look at this. Take a spear, put it into his hand. So he has this nice Spear's arms can go all the way out. Oh, actually all the way up like this if you wanted to. Something you can do. He could be like the Karate Kid if you want him to. He's like the Karate Kid. He's going to do the, I guess, the swan kick. If he can do the swan kick, we'll see. There we go. It's got that whole Karate Kid, Cobra Kai. If you haven't watched that series on Netflix, you need to. It's awesome. Very, very awesome. Got him also from Amazon. He has a nice knee bend. As you can see, his arms can go right there, go around. He has an elbow, ball joint for the elbow, so you can really get that into different. There's nothing in the hands, but they can go down like so and up. So you can use that transformation if you want to, where he's like gonna hold it. Whoops. It's going to hold it straight out at somebody, so you can use that if you want to from the transformation, and have it where he's like going to skewer somebody. He does have a waist rotation, which I was very surprised by. You know, nothing in his ankles or anything, no ankle tiltage, but overall, very nice. I love the molded detail that they put in it. I love that blue. It just pops. It really just pops. And he looks so good to me. To me, he looks really good. I know he's got hollow points, but yes, again, this is, you know, a kid's toy. He does have a huge, huge backpack. But let's be honest, he had a huge backpack too, because their transformation is pretty much the same. So all they did is pretty much take his engineering, upscale it, and then add a gimmick to it. And that's pretty much what you got right here. And that's fine. And I like the spikes. I do really like the spikes. I love this. I just love they actually made that into a weapon that he can use. And so we're going to set him right there, and we're going to bring in his dino partner that's out right now. And so there you have it, guys. I got to say, I'm really, really looking forward to the Cyberverse a lot, actually. I'm really, really excited. I hope we get Swoop. I hope that I do know we're getting Slug now, but which is going to be in the deluxe size. I've got that one pre-ordered, so hopefully he'll be in soon. And I've already got my 2 Grimlocks, so hopefully we'll have that. But overall, I can't say enough. I'm for the price, guys. For me, I was able to get these 2 for the price that we're going to be paying for a deluxe class from Amazon. And I was like, when the Legacy line comes out, you're paying like $25 for a figure that has, you know, gappage and stuff. And granted, his characters will have, I'm going to talk about this later. I talked about it already. You're probably tired of me hearing me saying it, but just to say, this is absolutely a lot of fun. A lot of fun to transform them. A lot of fun. It took me back as a kid, having my Dinobots, having them hanging out, and being able to bring out my G1 and let my G1 grandpa say hey to his future grandson. As always, like my grandpa always said, hold on to something from your youth, you'll never go old. Look to the stars, grab one for yourself. Bye, guys.